Hi, this is Dr. B. Vijaykumar, HOD of Physics, SNS College of Engineering. Today we discuss the topic of the types of optical fiber based on material, refractive index and number of modes. It's under the Unit 2 in Engineering Physics course, the laser and fiber optics. So the first we ask some basic question to related of these topics of uh, the types of optical fiber. So what are the two types of optical fiber cables? What are the different types of propagation mode in optical fiber? What is advantages of optical fiber cable and what is pure fiber internet? So the classification of optical fiber, it's based on the three category. One is refractive index profile and based on mode and based on material. The based on material is classified in three category: glass, plastic, then plastic, glad, silica. So this is to form of core and cladding formation of glass. The next one based on number of modes is in a form of single mode and multi mode, then refractive index, step index and graded index. So this flow chart is clearly explained to the form of classification of optical fiber or types of optical fiber. The first one we discuss, it's a based on material. The optical fibers are made up of a material like silicon plastics because the optical fiber is made up of an insulating material. That's why we take it in a silica or plastics. So the basic optical fiber material was following the properties of one efficient guide for the light waves, low scattering losses, the absorption, attenuation and dispersion of optical fiber energy must be low. So the two types it's classified, one is glass and another one is plastics. The glass fibers are generally fabricated to the important or to made up of in a glass is silica. So the core is SiO2 and cladding its form of P2O3 SiO2. So this has become slightly varied from core and cladding because the refractive index must be changing that based on the material fabrication of optical fiber. The next one type is plastic fiber. It's made up of in a the polymethyl chloride formation. So the core is a polymethyl methacrylate and cladding it's a form of copolymer. The refractive index also to be change of core and cladding. But the plastic material we have used in the rough manner because it's easily durable and it's not a rigid formation. So handle very easy manner. The next one is based on mode. The two types, the one is single mode and multi-mode. Single mode means it's allowed in optical rays in a core region. That is only one ray it's allowed. So that is a single mode fiber. The more than one ray, it's called as a multi-mode fiber. So the core radius is a 3 micrometer and numerical aperture is 0.1 and wavelength is 0.8 micrometer. This is to only to the form of single mode fiber. The multi-mode it becomes larger to compare of this data because the many rays is allowed in a optical fiber core region. The diameter of core and cladding, numerical aperture and wavelength is all to be different. So this is a diagram of single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber. So the only one ray it's allowed in only for the optical axis, but the multi-mode it form in the total internal reflection based on the many ray reflected in inside of the core regions. The next one is based on refractive index. Core diameter is higher. The higher dispersion, lower bandwidth used for shorter distance communication. Fabrication is less difficult and not costly. But based on the refractive index profile, the core and cladding, the optical fiber is classified into one is a step index and another one is a graded index. This is a picture to be explained to the form of step index and graded index to the form of single mode and multi-mode formation. So the single mode we know that only one ray, it's optical axis ray, But the multimode is formed in zigzag manner, that is a total internal reflection. But in graded index, it's formed in parabolic manner. The step index mean the refractive index change in step fusion from the center of the fiber, the core to the outer cell. The cladding, it's a high in core and lower in a cladding. The graded index fiber, the refractive index of core varies as we move away from the center. So it becomes varied slightly in inside. So we get in a parabolic structure of transmission waves. So I give the assignment for my student to identify the difference between single mode fiber and multimode fiber, and distinguish between step index fiber and graded index fiber. So these are the reference. I prepared the PPT of the types of optical fiber. So look at this picture. We have identified to the form of total internal reflections. So the high total internal reflection is formed, the output becomes a maximum. The low refractive index become formed, the output become lesser. That means the attenuation become greater. So the graded index, the attenuation is greater. The step index, the attenuation is lesser. So this is all to be identified from this picture and the data wise. This is all the reference. Thank you very much. We discuss in another one topic in another one video. Thank you.